And now let's design your ideal day. You're going to want to get a blank piece of paper out so that you can scribble on it and make a bunch of notes. And we're going to zoom out. Okay, so now you're doing your personal success ritual every morning. I hope you're doing it every single morning. And hopefully you've also been taking great renewal breaks where you're renewing yourself, you're getting your groove back, you're taking the energy break so you have a little bit of downtime, you're relaxing. So hopefully you can see how all of these fit together, making yourself strong first when you come into work, focusing on your highest leverage activity, taking the break so that you feel the energy to keep coming back. So now that we have the context, now that we have kind of the bigger pieces, I'd like to ask you, what would an ideal day look like for you? What would an ideal day look like? And you might start bringing in other pieces that didn't exist before. Maybe you've got a hobby that you should be doing every day because it just brings you a lot of enjoyment. Maybe there's a member of your family that you should be spending time with every day, or a friend you should be talking to or hanging out with. Maybe there's a particular person or group of people that you want to cultivate a relationship with, and you should be cultivating that relationship every day, or maybe you've got 10 people that you want to cultivate a relationship with and get into a mastermind, and you've decided, you know what, if I talk to every one of the 10 people over 2 weeks, that means I can talk to 5 a week. So Monday through Friday, I can have a 15-minute conversation with one of these 10 people every day, and then I'll have a personal relationship with them. And you know what, I should do that first thing when I come into work every day, because that will really get me fired up. It'll be the best focus I could possibly do. These people are going to help me grow my business. Maybe that's the way it looks. The question is, what are all the different puzzle pieces that you could put in place? A couple of keys here to kind of keep in mind. On the inner game stuff, your personal inner game, try to fit something physical, something emotional, and something logical. In other words, some kind of physical exercise or movement that gets your heart rate up and gets your body moving. Remember, it balances itself when it's moving. Something emotional, where you connect with another human being, where you talk to somebody, where you talk about what you did that day, you complain if you need to complain, you celebrate if you need to celebrate, you act as a support to them, you rejoice in the relationship, you really enjoy it. So something emotional, and then something logical. So you need to educate yourself. Maybe there's a time every day where you're going to read or listen to an audio program, or maybe even teach and mentor, because you learn much better when you teach. So you want to get all three of those, the physical, logical, and emotional, on the inner game. And then on the outer game, and maybe in more of a work context, you got to remember to set up time and situation so that you can be focused on your highest leverage activities. And in most businesses, marketing and innovation are those activities. So when you first come into work and you first kind of start your day, focusing those uninterrupted chunks of time on the things that get you the most results, right, will yield the most long-term leverage. So you might consider, right now, as of today, what are the things that bring you the most new customers? What are those channels or avenues? And are those the blocks that you want to put in your workday? And what leads to the most innovation? It might be creating new products, it might be creating new marketing, it might be creating something innovative where you're doing joint ventures with other people. I don't know what it is inside of your business, but what is that innovative activity that you do? So now that you've got all these, what I'd like you to do is take them out of your head and write them down on paper, almost like you're putting puzzle pieces to your own puzzle on the paper. What are all the elements that will bring you the most joy, that will develop you and grow you the most from the inside out, and that will also create the most results in your life and inside your business? And then once you've written them all down, see if you can fit them together like a puzzle, ideally putting them together one after another, and trying to honor your mind, your body, your emotion, and the natural flow that they're going to go through. So what I've found is it's often very valuable to put an intellectual thing next to an emotional thing, next to a physical thing. So you're not just doing like all physical stuff and then all emotional stuff and then all logical stuff. See, these things are synergistic and they work together. As an example, when I first wake up in the morning and I'm doing my personal success ritual, I'm doing physical stuff, but then I'm also reading in the morning, so I'm doing something intellectual, and then throughout the day, I try to make sure at least once throughout the day to talk to somebody who's going to be a cool, fun, inspiring, intelligent person who's going to get me emotionally fired up. and I try to fit all these things together throughout the day. Try to, create a little bit of a flow for yourself and then implement it and see how well it works. Take these little mini chunk rituals that you've now learned and put them back to back. And don't get too freaked out if you try it one day and it doesn't work out, because when you put a bunch of rituals together, in effect, you're creating a new ritual, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time, effort, energy to fit it together. Leave a little bit of extra space between the transitions, create on-ramps and off-ramps, and don't be too hard on yourself as you're learning. And just keep coming back to this and tweaking and tuning your ideal day. And I think that what you'll find is if you keep revisiting this exercise every 90 days or so, and keep redesigning your ideal day, this will pull you up to the next level faster than just about anything else you can do.